in the semi-finals of the Bausch & Lomb Championships here on Amelia Island. You're now looking at a live picture. Steffi Graf is about to start her match with Arantxa Sanchez of Spain, seeded number 6 in this championship. Earlier today, at 1:50, which was just about 40 minutes before we were due to start today, this is how things looked. There was a downpour here. There was a downpour last night also. It looked earlier today as if things were going to turn out well, but a minute ago, this is what happened. Steffi Graf took the court, and behind her, Arantxa Sanchez, just 17 years old, from Spain. So it looks like we are going to have one happy camper anyway, because Steffi Graf was very eager to play her match today. They talked to her coach, and she said to me earlier today, or he said rather to me, Mary, we really want to get this match over with today, and we want to get to play tomorrow the final.
Well, Steffi was out here early this morning practicing, getting in before any of the morning rain hit, and she just finished practicing now, so she looks very keen.
This is the semi-final stage of this championship, and here's how things look. There are 4 players left in the field, and Steffi Graf, of course, will play against Sanchez. Sabatini and Navratilova will play later, weather permitting. You see how Steffi Graf got there. Wiesner was beaten by Sanchez last night. Sabatini over Canelopoulos of Greece, and Navratilova beat Kathy Rinaldi. So we have 2 very interesting women's matches today. And Fred, you're at courtside. What do you think about the one we're about to see?
Well, Cliff, interesting down here at courtside, because I've been up and down out of my seat in the last 15 minutes because of the threatening skies here. And Steffi Graf, before she came on the court here, has been out practicing once more on a rather damp outside court. The last time they met, Steffi was quite comfortably a winner over Arantxa Sanchez. Arantxa basically came on track a couple of years ago. I think it was the French Championships when she first came on the scene. A very promising youngster from Spain, but I think that Steffi is just so far ahead of the rest of the field now that this is just a matter of time. And Steffi wanted to play this one here today, and she's got a wish, and she'll win it pretty easily, I think. Back to you.
Thanks, Fred. Arantxa Sanchez has beaten Chris Evert. If you were with us during the French Championships last year, you'll remember that. She's 17 years old, got the quarterfinals of the French twice, actually. We'll be back with Graf Sanchez in a moment. It's been a long time coming. Give a prize to everybody in this stadium, because they have waited for a long time. It is 4:17 Eastern Time as you look on live here with Steffi Graf and Arantxa Sanchez, about to start the first of 2 semi-final matches that hopefully will be played today. The weather has been inclement all day, really, ever since late yesterday afternoon. Steffi Graf, Brühl, West Germany. Still a teenager.
She won't turn 20 till June this year. You know, Steffi, have a look at what she's done and how well she's done it. Someone asked her yesterday if she could go through on 1989 undefeated, and she said definitely not. It's not possible. Somebody has to play incredibly well, and nobody else can be around. She said in sports, you always have some bad days. There's the conditions to worry about, the surface. Anything can happen. Well, nothing has happened like that. She continues to win. She continues to dominate. And even though she didn't feel she played that great yesterday, she sure got through in straight sets.
How about the fact she's only lost a set so far this year? I just don't agree with her. I think obviously she can do it, and I have a feeling that she will do it, because, well, it's become close a couple of times. Navratilova lost only 2 matches one year. One year she only lost only 1. That is an extraordinary series of wins in a row. Arantxa Sanchez, on the other hand, 17 from Spain, twice, as we said, in the quarterfinals of the French Championships, including a win over Chris Evert in 1988, last year, if you were with us here on ESPN.
She's a good player. As a matter of fact, last year she got voted from the Women's International Tennis Association their most improved player, and she deserved that. She had a very strong year last year. She's a member of the Spanish Federation Cup team. She was a member of the Olympic team last year. She got to the semis of the Family Circle Cup just last week. That's where she lost to Graf, and that score was 6-2 and 6-4. She's got 2 brothers, Amelia and Javier, who both play men's professional tennis. She's got an older sister who played collegiate tennis at Pepperdine. So she's part of the great Sanchez family of tennis.
Dynasty. First point to Arantxa Sanchez, love 15. As you saw already, she has 2 backhands. As you look at Steve Ulrich in the chair, she has a slice one-hander, and then she comes over and through the two-hander.
I think the surface will help Arantxa Sanchez because the balls are going to get very heavy in a hurry. And Steffi likes to slide into that sliced backhand, and the court is very damp and slippery at the moment.
Hour and then some, you've been watching a tape of Steffi Graf in the semi-final last year against Gabriela Sabatini. This is live. First game.
Just last thoughts on the court. I think you've got to give credit to the director of tennis here, John Morris, for getting all this done. A good friend of ours, and the maintenance crew. I bet him a six-pack of Molson that they wouldn't start before 4:15, so I've lost my money. Or my beer.
First game, Steffi Graf, who is the #1 seed, of course, in this championship. Best of 3, semi-final, Bausch and Lom. Live. Here just a week ago, semi-final, 2 and 4, and Marwa in 88, 2 and zip. Graf leads it 2-0. Steffi's serve has only been broken once in this championship so far. That was in her quarterfinal. Now she holds that second ball. You used to see more of those things than you do now, actually. There was a time when everybody used that.
Well, not at the professional level.
No.
The club level, a lot of players weren't. She's the only pro I've ever seen use that, Arantxa. Most of the players will hand the extra ball to a ball kid, the women.
Not going to see a forehand struck any harder than that one today. Second serve to Graf. Look at this. Runs around the backhand, gets the shot she wants, and just rivets that. Comes straight through the path of the ball. Look at the follow through.
Second game, break point. Service break, second game, 2 games to love Graf. Well, Steffi Graf can play on just about any surface, can't she? 8-0, she hasn't lost. She hasn't lost on anything this year. So
Sanchez's only loss has come to Graf. That just last week. Same surface, Hilton Head Island.
She likes this best surface by a long way, Sanchez, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And yet she doesn't have the restrictive grips of a lot of European clay court players. She's like her brother Amelia. She can play well on hard. The other professional Sanchez, nice forehand there. The other professional Sanchez, Javier, has a different kind of, his grips that are just a bit more restrictive than that. But as you can see, Sanchez runs the court very, very well, and she likes going for the forehand. It's not like Graf, certainly power-wise, but that one was well struck. Arantxa is just a tough little bullet of a girl, isn't she? Just very lovely, very outgoing, and I still remember just how excited she was when she beat her idol, Chris Everett, the French last year. She could barely talk. She said, God, I have her poster up in my room for so many years, and now I have beaten her. I played very well. Chris, of course, was injured throughout that match. Bad feet. It didn't matter. Sanchez deserved the win.
Andres Jimeno asked me to go out and play with a young lady at the Real Club in Barcelona, which is where she lives. Turned out to be Arantxa Sanchez, which is 14, of course, at the time. Had a great game with her. Loved that she was so pleasant and such a nice person.
Such a fighter. That's her best part.
I was threatening her and cajoling her. She took it all in stride, even at 14. Nice family, actually. The Sanchez boys are just delightful. Unloving. Studio.
I'm not very happy with that forehand. It was struck from way behind the baseline, but the balls are starting to get a little heavy, and the last two forehands from Graf have found the net.
Graf has only lost her serve once this entire week. That was to Hana Mamakova yesterday. Here's a break point. As a matter of fact, and this is incredible, she's only had two. That's just her third break point against serve all week. That's how tough it is for anyone to try to break Steffi Graf these days.
Well, even when she misses her first serve, she wins 60% this week anyway of the second serve points, 80% on first.
And she still likes to work on that second serve. That's, if there's a weakness in the game, that's the stroke that she wants to work on most in the next 6-12 months.
Tremendous hustle by Sanchez. Boy, she hoisted up that lob to keep herself in the point. And it worked. Again, the fight, the heart of this young player is her best part, I feel.
Another break point.
Very humid down here. Steffi Graf goes for the towel. The return here and again runs around. Look how far she is. She's outside the doubles alley when she strikes that forehand, that off forehand. And Arantxa anticipating possibly the one down the line with that restricted two-handed backhand. Couldn't quite make that one.
Advantage Graf.
I was interested in what she said to you yesterday when you talked to her after a match, Fred, and you asked her about something. She said, I'm looking forward to getting home. I've been away for 11 weeks now. And she said the same thing at about this time last year. She said, I had enough time on the road. Let me get back home. I miss it.
Only playing 2 tournaments leading up to the French Championships.
Actually, she's playing an exhibition with Chris Everett in Monte Carlo next week. Then Chris will go and play in Houston, where she's done very well. Another clay court tournament.
Exo don't count, do they? A little bit of difficulty, but Graf holds on to serve. She has a 3-game-to-love lead first set. Here's 3-0 first set. Sabatini Graf semi-final from last year that you were enjoying. You can see it tonight in its entirety, 11:30 p.m. Pacific time, 2:30 Eastern time. For those who really want to see the end of it, it was a great match.
Best match of the year. I'd put that one up in the women's category by far. Best men's match, I'd say, was Motsky Launder beating Ivan Lendl in 5 sets at the U.S. Open. But for a women's match, boy, that one was special. And Graf looks older. A year older here, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm. She's far more concerned, isn't she, about the way that she looks now than she was a year ago. Remember what we saw at the Australian Open? I thought it was very interesting. She ran off the court into the locker room after a match to pretty her up just a little bit before getting the trophy.
Great shot.
Yeah.
Very well disguised, that one, because it was from 3/4 court, and Steffi really did not have a play on that at all. Tried a couple of those, but that's the first one that's been successful. Fine tactics again from Steffi Graf there. Dropped that backhand short, and it forced Arantxa Sanchez to play the single-handed backhand. She was committed to coming to the net, and then the topspin lock. Tough to get on the board for Sanchez. Had a few opportunities. Again, a demonstration of which is Steffi's favorite shot. That one hit the top of the tape and it bounced on the backhand side. Before it bounced, she was round ready for the forehand.
It was game point for 4-love in first set. Just missed.
Advantage Sanchez.
I don't think she liked the bounce.
No.
See that backhand of hers that she comes up and over now that she didn't used to hit that shot at all. Now it gets to be looking more like Yvonne Lendl's every day, doesn't it? She doesn't hit it all the time. In fact, very seldom. But at least it's part of her arsenal.
Advantage Graf.
Four games to love in the first set. Here's what these players use, and here's what string tension that they have as well. 66 pounds. The 62 and 60, 62 is vertical and 60 horizontal in Arantxa Sanchez graphite composite. And as you see, my question is this to you probably, Fred, because you're in the racket business. Where are the wide bodies on the Pro Tour? If you go to a pro shop everywhere in this country, you see all wide-bodied rackets. But on the Pro Tour, not many of them after this.
I think the wide bodies, Cliff, were put out for really the club player, and but you're starting to see a few of them with not the top-ranked players on the tour, but the ones that are around 30s, 40s, and down there, and some of the doubles teams. I think Jim Pugh uses one of those wide bodies, but they're starting to become very popular.
In case you set your alarm for 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time to watch the end of that 88 match Sabatini Graf, don't. But well, you might want to wake up anyway, because you will see the Martina and Navratilova Sabatini semi-final match, which will come up here. Obviously, we're not going to be able to show you that live because we're going to run out of time. But you will see it at 2:30 Eastern Time, 11:30 p.m. on the Pacific.
It's interesting down here at courtside because everybody wants young Arantxa Sanchez to get a score on the board. Misses an opportunity there, and there's O's and R's from the crowd. They want to see her because she's a gutsy little competitor, but it's so tough against Graf.
Another break point for Sanchez. second ace.
Sanchez.
The fourth break point. Sanchez in the match, and she's had 2 game points as well, so she hasn't won a game yet, but she's been 1 point away 5 times. This is the 6th. But she just can't convert one.
It's tough when you get an opportunity, though, Cliff. The last 2 occasions, a big, heavy first serve into the backhand, the two-hander, where she's got to stretch out to try and get the ball back into court.
Just overdid it there, didn't she? She had time, Sanchez. She moves well, even forward. She had time to put that away, and then perhaps she got a little anxious, trying to do too much with it. She's had a lot of chances to win games.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still being blanked.
6 chances.
Graf.
5 games to love from the number 1 player in the world, or for her, rather.
Please.
This is the first of 2 women's singles semi-final matches that will be played today. You won't get a chance to see the next one, or you will rather on a tape delay at 2:30 Eastern Time. That one between Navratilova and Sabatini. You're watching Sanchez and Steffi Graf. Sanchez, 17 years old, from Spain. Steffi Graf, 19, from West Germany, of course. And Cliff Drysdale along with Mary Carrillo and Fred Stollies at courtside. It is 5 games to love. Graf, first set. You get as much confidence as Steffi Graf has. You won so many matches in a row. Even when you get to the tight situation, something inside just tells you that you know you're going to be able to break or hold on.
31.
That's where she's at now. Court confidence.
Wouldn't you be confident if you've lost only 5 matches since January of 1987?
First ace.
Look at the smile.
And really, as we've said, she's had more than a couple of chances to do this earlier, but she has got her score on the board, 5-1.
People talk about this Steffi Graf power forehand, but boy, her serve, her smash, so many departments of her game are just as great these days. This is the best serve in women's tennis right now. Look at the full extension, the big high toss, and she really lets it go.
Second serve. Arantxa Sanchez didn't go down to Australia to play there. She beat Kate Gompert at the Virginia Slims of Florida at the Lipton. She won 2 matches and then lost to Gretchen Majors in the 3rd round. Last week, Steffi beat in the semis.
30-15.
At Hilton Head.
Steffi lost 3 matches last year, 2 matches the year before, and none so far in '89.
Pretty all.
One thing to win matches, isn't it? It's another thing not to lose sets. And as we said, she's only lost 1 all year. That was to Chris. And she did play in Australia, so she's got 1 Grand Slam under her belt already.
40-30.
Well, it's a heavy serve, isn't it?
You got to remember too that these balls are getting very heavy because the court surface is still rather damp.
Here Sanchez runs around the backhand side to let one go. And again, not the pace, but plenty of direction for a winner. Oh man, that's just too big.
Advantage Graf.
$60,000 to the winner here this week, and $24,000 to the winner of this match. They've already made 12 apiece.
Given the short ball, Sanchez knows what to do with it. And here's the short ball. You see how defensive Steffi had to be for this. And no chance on the next ball.
Oh my goodness, things have turned around to some extent. 5-2 now, 2 in a row for Sanchez. Arantxa Sanchez, as you see the last 8, and then we're looking at the last 4, and you're watching the semi-final here in the first round, got a bye because she was seeded 6th, then she beat Stafford and Ann Grossman before she got to the round that you're looking at now, the Judith Wiesner match.
Graf was supposed to have played Natalia Zvereva, the 4th seed. Sanchez came through there instead. Zvereva lost to a qualifier, Regina Roshtova, ranked number 133 in the world. So Sanchez came through that part of the draw.
15 all.
And Graf's starting to make a few errors, and Sanchez has decided that she's sick and tired of Graf hitting winners. She's decided to become a little more aggressive herself.
Steffi told you yesterday that she wasn't that happy with the way she's playing, and I think she's sort of feeling that again right now today.
Yeah, I agree. She said yesterday that a different type of match yesterday. She does have an opportunity today to get in some sort of rhythm. And the errors are starting to creep in. Yesterday against Mandlikova, it was just one hit off that second serve, and then the point was pretty much over to get into that net position. But today, Sanchez has just started to come good.
Game point for 3 games in a row against Steffi Graf.
Game Sanchez.
Arantxa Sanchez of Spain is playing against Steffi Graf of West Germany in the semi-final of the Bausch and Lomb Championships live from Amelia Island Plantation. The score is 5-3. Steffi Graf won the first 5 games and then has lost 3 in a row. I'm Cliff Drysdale along with Mary Carrillo. The sun is out, as you can see. Fred Stolle is at courtside.
Left for serve.
Things will change here because the of the tennis balls are
15 all.
actually, I think they're changing after this next game. 9 and 11, I believe, here.
He's talking about Natalia Zvereva, and she should have been the one who would have been in the semi-finals if things had worked out according to plan. I was looking, one of the stories of this week was the fact that she announced that she's going to keep her prize money in spite of the Russian Federation not allowing her to do so. The tournament director here has said that he will give it to whoever the players say, so he's going to look forward to giving her, that is Zvereva, her check. But I was looking through my notes in a match played about this time last year on Zvereva, and she said at the time, when they asked her the same question, she said, I don't think about those things. They said, do you get to keep your money?
Changed your mind about that.
Absolutely.
After you win $500,000, you start to think a little bit differently about it, don't you?
That's right.
40-15.
Not that it's a swell tactic or anything to play to Steffi Graf's forehand, but the fact that she's had 13 unforced errors off that side today.
Most of them been in the last 3 or 4 games.
Game, first set.
Steffi Graf has won the first set, 6-3. One of the things that you can do if you come to beautiful Amelia Island is take a horse out and enjoy riding along the beautiful beach.
First set was 6-3, and they have had a change of balls now. Some tournaments it's 7 and 9. That's the first 7. They allow 2 games for the warm-up situation, but this week it's been 9 and 11. So Arantxa Sanchez to serve with new balls, and you'll find the first couple of games these balls will fly because they've been very heavy 9 games with that first set of tennis balls.
Navratilova will play Gabriela Sabatini in the other semi-final match played this afternoon. You'll get a chance to see it at 2:30 Eastern Time. That's 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
Martina's got to love this brilliant sun baking this court drier and drier. That can only help her.
And you will be able to see the final of the Bausch and Lomb Championships live tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern Time here on ESPN.
You see how well Sanchez uses that drop shot. She's like Manuela Maleva. How clever she is to go for that shot.
Supposedly the bad weather that we had today, the front that came through here, through Jacksonville, has departed, and we should be bathed in sunshine. There's hardly a cloud in the sky right now.
First game, second set. Comeback of sorts by Arantxa Sanchez in the latter stages of the first set. Not enough, though. She lost at 6-3. This is game 5.
First serve. 15.
So she has a breaker serve in the first game of the second and leads 1 set to love.
Now, there's a few things I've got to warn you about. Firstly, you're going to get wet. Because the place is surrounded by water. Oh, and you're going to have to learn to say good day. Because every day's a good day in Australia.
G'day, Paul.
G'day, love. Of course, you'll have to get used to some of the local customs, like getting a suntan in the restaurant, playing football without a helmet, and calling everyone mate. Thanks, mate.
She's right, mate.
Apart from that, no worries. You'll have the time of your life in Australia. Of course, we talk the same language. Although you lot do have a funny accent. Oh, before you rush out to book your Aussie holiday, call this toll-free number for your free Aussie holiday book. Come on. Come and say good day. I'll slip an extra shrimp on the barbie for you.
For Graf.
And you can see that it's Steffi that's dictating the play, not only in winners, but in errors. 14 of those unforced errors came off that forehand side. But as you can see, she had more than twice the winners as well.
Goes through spaces or times when she does make errors off the forehand side. There's no compromise with her either. She doesn't try to slow down on that thing when she makes mistakes. The only 2 matches she lost was because of her forehand errors last year. She lost 3. Two to Sabatini. 1 to Pam Shriver.
Again, that opened up the court for Steffi. That drew in Sanchez, and then she rifled it by her.
Game point for Graf. Unbelievable, these people have stayed throughout this day, and here we are at let's see, what have we got, 5:05 in the afternoon Eastern time, and this match was supposed to start at 12:30. They've stayed all of this time. Testimony to how much they love this tennis and this championship. Game point for 2-love, second set.
Graf. 2-love.
second tournament of a season of clay court events that will end up with the French Championships. The Amelia Island tournament, of course, is going on right now. You're watching it, and on Tampa, Houston, Germany, Italy, back to Germany, Geneva, and then the great French Championships, nearly $2 million in prize money for the women. By the way, ESPN will again be at Roland Garros this year. I'm looking forward to it. Mary, I know you are. Fred, it's going to have a lot of fun over there. 55 hours of coverage there. By the way, we're looking forward to working with Barry Tompkins on that event. I'm sure he's looking forward to it, and we are looking forward to working with him. Game point.
This is another element to Steffi Graf's game that we do not see a lot of. There, she hits that and looks straight into the net. And that's not a good sign for the rest of the girls on the tour once she starts to get to the net a bit more often.
Called by Sanchez there.
Well, she holds on, wins the first game that she has won in the second set.
If you enjoy sports, you'll love Bushnell. In the great outdoors, you need Bushnell. Bushnell binoculars put you in the action with sharp, powerful optics. There's a Bushnell binocular and telescope for every use and every price. Now, specially for the sports enthusiast, the Bushnell Spectator Plus, featuring focus-free viewing. See the complete line of Spectator binoculars at a Bushnell dealer near you. Bushnell, the leader in sports optics, a division of Bosch & Lomb.
Check again.
We interrupt this transaction for a reminder.
So what's your approach?
There's one travel tip it pays to remember.
We've got one good option.
Choosing the card that actually pays you cash. Cash back for every charge. The Discover card.
Daddy loves you too. Nice job, everybody.
It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
Live coverage of the Bosch & Lomb Championships from Amelia Island, Florida. First of two semifinal matches you will see today. Steffi Graf is playing Arantxa Sanchez of Spain. Arantxa is just 17 years old, but the quarterfinal of the French Championships last year, she beat Chris Evert there. And 2 years ago, she was in the quarters as well. Clay is her favorite surface. She's trailing 2-1. Second set, she lost the first. Yep. Steffi thought it was wide anyway.
Quite incredible depth during that rally from both forehand and backhand side. Sanchez was on a string right throughout the point.
Graf holds on 3-1. The German television folks, I reckon, up did one miles, aren't they? Because they all these championships for Steffi Graf. This telecast is going live to West Germany. And of course, with Boris Becker doing so well, they're there as well.
I was getting an awful lot of the soccer tragedy information from the German guys in the press room and the British writers as well who were here. They were calling, of course, it's such an incredible tragedy in all of Europe. Germany and Holland and as well as England have crowd control problems in their soccer games.
Just a horrible tragedy. Of course, our thoughts go out to those folks involved. What a shame. 30-15. Eastern time tonight on Sports Center. You will get all the information, all the latest on that appalling tragedy. Game point. It is 3-2. Graf leading in the second set.
There are lots of sunglasses out there, but most are just illusions. These don't give you the clear vision you get from Ray-Ban sunglasses. These don't give you 100% UV protection. Only one has the quality of Ray-Ban sunglasses, and no others give you Ray-Ban style. Ray-Ban by Bausch & Lomb. Optics, not optical illusions.
If a dream is worth saving, it's worth Kodacolor Gold Film.
The Oak Lawn Handicap at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. this evening, kicks off a week-long racing festival of the South at Oak Lawn, culminating in the Arkansas Derby next Saturday. That's April 22nd, which will also be seen live here at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Chris Lincoln will call it. 3-2 Graf, second set.
This certainly isn't a mud track anymore, is it? It's a perfect day for tennis right now.
Matter of fact, these courts need to be wet. It's playing beautifully.
Both players are really tagging the ball. Look at the great length that both Sanchez and Graf are able to achieve. And yet Graf somehow still opens up the court and has her opponent running a lot more than she. That one pulled Sanchez way off into her two-handed backhand. Pretty simple service game for Steffi.
4-2. She had 5 games to love in the first, lost 3 games in a row.
When Tina was the height of her career a few years ago, I asked her a question because she won a lot of easy early rounds. And I said, well, you know, you must get a lot of time to practice shots. And she said, yes, I do. I like to go out there and try and practice a topspin backhand. That sort of, I don't think Graf does that. I think she's just down to business on the court and then wants to win it as easily as possible.
I'm happy about the fact, not that the call was the wrong one, but it got the line, so the thing skidded off it.
Yeah, she doesn't really noodle around out there, does she? There's another winner for Steffi, 21 now. Nearly 3 times as her opponent.
And when you play against her, you're at her mercy, aren't you? She hits the ball so hard that she makes some mistakes. You can win a few games, but you're not the one who calls the shots ever.
She's not having a brilliant day, Graf, but still she's on a 30-match win streak. As a matter of fact, of her last 32 tournaments, she's only failed to get to the finals 2 times.
Goes back to the beginning of '87. The last one that she lost was to Pam Shriver at the Virginia Slims Championship, Madison Square Garden.
I say again, she's not even having that good a day. She's had 17 forehand unforced errors. And she's still in no danger of losing a set.
That's why when she says she doesn't think she can go through a year without losing a match, I don't agree with her, because even when she's playing badly, she wins matches. It is something, by the way, that has never been done. Graf, 5 games to 2 with 2 breaks here in the second set. She won the first 6-3. On the left, Dan Gill, chairman of the board of Bausch & Lomb. Great supporters of the sport, not only in this championship, but very involved with tennis tournaments all over the world. His wife, Dorothy, enjoying the matches today. Steffi Graf serving for the match. Bob Arantxa, by the way, is the tournament chairman. And with Capital Sports, they do an outstanding job as well. Doesn't keep his golf dates, but other than that, he's one heck of a guy. It really is one of the most professionally run championships in the tennis business. Terrific organization. 15 all. Average time of the match, 51 minutes for Graf, this championship. Double match point after 1 hour and 7 minutes of play.
Arantxa hangs tough. And again, this is how this kid is. I mean, she just stays in the point to the very end. Even at match point, she's still willing to try to win. Well done. There it is again, that terrific drop shot of Sanchez's off the backhand side. A couple of times it's worked for her today, and against someone of the speed of foot, Steffi Graf. Well, that's saying a lot. 2 match points saved. Match point again.
third. World's number one, Steffi Graf, is in the final of the Bausch & Lomb Championships. And in that final, she'll play the winner of the next match between Sabatini and Martina Navratilova, the number 2 player in the world. We'll be back with an interview after this. Graf over Sanchez, 6-3, 6-2. She's at courtside with Fred Stolle. Fred?
Steffi, you weren't too happy with the way you played yesterday. How about today?
Yeah, I thought it was a much better match, and I felt I was playing better, definitely.
Condition to the court, did that make any difference to you hanging around whilst that storm came through?
Well, I was already thinking about playing at 2:30, and then the rain came again, and I was waiting around, but the court was quite heavy, I would say, especially in the beginning. I thought the balls were not really going too well, and after we had some long rallies, I felt the ball was getting heavier and heavier, but I really get adjusted pretty well to it.
You served particularly well to that ad court when you were in trouble a couple of times on your serve. You hadn't lost your serve too much this tournament or at all coming into this match.
Yeah, definitely I was serving much better today than yesterday, and like you were saying, there were some really important points when she had the break points, and I always had some good serves, and that really was really mattered.
The weather looks as though it's changing for the better, and the other semi-final, you play the winner, Gabriela and Martina. You're looking forward to a rematch with Gabby?
Well, it's going to be very interesting who's going to be the winner of this match, and really looking forward to watch it. So, I mean, it's hard to say, but I've done better than last year, and I'm happy about it, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Thanks very much, Steph. Thanks for being with us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Cliff.
Thank you, Fred. There is somebody who has played just extraordinarily well, hasn't she, all year long. As a matter of fact, for 3 years, as we've been talking about, number 1 player in the world. Tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern Time, the final, you'll see Steffi Graf play the